Good afternoon, graduating class of 2026, families, friends, faculty, students, and honored guests. I'm Tom Gibbons, Dean of the Northwestern School of Professional Studies, and it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you here today. This is an important day for each of you. You have worked hard, sacrificed a great deal to earn your degree. You should be incredibly proud of your accomplishment. I'm going to step on thin ice and talk a minute about AI. And before you boo me, I'm not here to praise it, I'm not here to bury it. However, you are graduating at a time when AI is upending the workplace in ways that were unimaginable just a short time ago. It is a technology you will need to understand with both intention and caution. You will see AI change work for sure. It will replace some kinds of work, especially entry-level jobs and work that is more rote in nature. Still, AI will present you who hold degrees with career opportunities to accomplish more in less time, to produce better quality work, and to work more effectively in teams and across organizations and disciplines. What will be prized is your critical thinking skills, your skills as a leader, your strategic thinking, your creativity, your social skills, and perhaps most importantly, the power of your human judgment. To quote Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, you possess the best form of AI, actual intelligence. As you leave Northwestern, it is my sincere hope we have done our job for you. We have enhanced many of these higher level skills that will allow you in this new and changing workplace to be successful in your careers and in your lives. Our academic team and faculty have worked to create some of the highest quality and demanding academic programs in the nation, whether exceptional distance learning or traditional on-ground programs. These skills and knowledge now define you. And like your Northwestern degree, they are something no one can ever take from you. It is what will always set you apart. Today, we honor 750 graduates. 681 have earned graduate degrees from 17 different graduate programs. And 72 have earned undergraduate degrees, majoring in 18 different areas of study. And just a note, a little bit of pride, the average graduate GPA was 3.81, and the average undergraduate GPA was 3.67. Many dozens of our graduates today are streaming live as they come from 33 states, the District of Columbia, and the Armed Forces Europe, and from 12 different countries as far away as China, Germany, India, Italy, Japan, Qatar, Singapore, and Saudi Arabia. I would also like to recognize some special honors. We honor our undergraduate honor students, 3 summa cum laude, 2 magna cum laude, and 2 cum laude. We honor our 176 Alpha, Sigma, Lambda inductees, 38 undergraduate, 138 graduate students, or graduates, I should say, wearing maroon and white cords. ASL is the premier nationally recognized honor society for adult learners. Undergraduate ASL inductees were in the top 20% of graduating class and with an average GPA of 3.895. Graduate ASL inductees were in the top 10% of graduating class students with an average GPA of 3.994. We also recognize and honor our 15 active military and veteran graduates who are wearing red, white, and blue honor cords as recognition for their service and sacrifice. We honor our 5 Distinguished Thesis Award winners and our 7 Distinguished Capstone Award winners. We honor our 17 Student Leadership Council members from graduate programs. They are wearing purple stoles and white trim. 12 of our graduates earning master's degrees were not only outstanding students, they were also standout athletes in baseball, field hockey, football, softball, men's soccer, women's soccer, women's basketball, women's, of course, lacrosse and wrestling. These student athletes led their teams to big wins, overcame injuries, and through it all, they gained the skills that will carry them into successful careers beyond the field. Just 3 weeks ago, goalkeeper and sports administration graduate Janika Kuhoko secured with her teammates the National NCAA Championship for women's lacrosse. Now our football team said, got to get a little of that. Also this spring, 3 SPS students signed NFL contracts, including sports administration graduate Caleb Tiernan, now a member of the Minnesota Vikings. Now I would also like to take a moment and highlight some of the important work of our graduating class. These are the winners of the SPS Graduate Program Distinguished Capstone and Thesis Awards, which recognize excellence in research and writing and honor students whose projects demonstrate the highest caliber of master's level work our students produce. There's Lauren Hall from our Masters of Art in Sports Administration. Lauren developed Athlete Impact Advisors, a consulting model that helps professional athletes translate their platforms into meaningful, sustainable philanthropy. Recognizing that many athletes are eager to give back but lack structured guidance, her work bridges sports, nonprofit governance, and social responsibility. By creating a career-long advisory framework, Lauren's project highlights how athletes can build not just brands, but legacies defined by lasting community impact. Mark Rodriguez, Master of Science in Health Informatics. Mark led the implementation of digital pathology at a leading children's hospital, transforming how pediatric diagnoses are conducted and shared. His work improved diagnostic efficiency, reduced error rates to under 1%, enabled faster collaboration on rare conditions through remote consultation. By advancing technology tailored to its pediatric care, Mark's project demonstrates how innovation can directly enhance patient outcomes and expand possibilities for research and education. Summer Chavez, Master of Science in Information Design and Strategy. Summer reimagined hospital food systems through a human-centered design lens, developing a framework that integrates patient dignity, nutritional science, sustainability, and behavioral design, particularly in women's health settings. Combining vigorous research and cross-disciplinary collaboration, her work challenges long-standing assumptions in healthcare delivery. Summer's project stands out for both its originality and compassion, offering a vision of care that nourishes not just the body, but the whole person. Tarun Katnitni, Master of Science in Data Science. Tarun applied machine learning to an unexpected but highly practical problem, estimating the weight of lumber from real-world photographs. His project blends technical sophistication with hands-on industry relevance, addressing challenges like data set variability and real site conditions. Notably, Tarun approached model development with strategic insight and intellectual honesty, testing limitations, refining methods, and producing a solution with immediate commercial potential. And there's Miriam Walter, Master of Science in Regulatory Compliance. Miriam designed a risk-based regulatory framework to improve oversight and readiness of CAR-T clinical trials that research individuals' own immune cells as a weapon against cancer. Her work addresses a critical gap in how advanced therapies are governed, offering a practical and forward-looking solution for one of healthcare's most complex evolving frontiers. Widely recognized for its vigor and innovation, Miriam's project exemplifies the impact of thoughtful policy design and life-saving research. Please join me in congratulating all of these outstanding graduates for these honors. Many of our graduates are continuing on to pursue advanced degrees at universities throughout the country, including Northwestern, University of Chicago, who put that in my speech? Harvard, Stanford, NYU, and Carnegie Mellon. We have 23 graduates pursuing MDs, 10 pursuing PhDs, 9 pursuing JDs, 6 pursuing an MBA, 21 pursuing master's degrees and graduate certificates. There are also many world-class companies and organizations our graduates are joining. Too many to know, but just a few examples. Accenture, Amazon, American Express, Apple, Boeing, Boston Scientific, Chicago Cubs, City of Chicago, Deloitte, eBay, Ernst Young, the FBI, Federal Reserve, FEMA, JP Morgan, Lockheed Martin, Major League Baseball, Meta, Microsoft, National Football League, Salesforce, United Airlines, the US Navy, the Air Force, and the US Senate. And I swear that was the short list. I cut it down by 2/3. So very impressive organizations our graduates are going to. I encourage all of you to remember to look to Northwestern as a resource as you advance in life. CPS continuously develops post-baccalaureate and postgraduate learning experiences designed to provide you, our alumni, with ways to stay nimble and current and to give you a competitive advantage when employers are looking for specific expertise. We offer career services to guide you as you advance in your profession and stay involved as alumni, so you can network with other professionals. Whether you continue on with your education now, whether you put your full focus into a professional career, or whether you return later for additional educational opportunities, you do so as a proud Northwestern graduate. You possess the confidence that comes with being a member of an elite group of alumni. I now invite Associate Dean of Undergraduate and Post-Baccalaureate Programs, Dr. Erica Bova, to introduce this year's keynote speaker.
Thank you, Dean Gibbons, and welcome SPS graduates and guests. I am Erica Bova, Assistant Dean of Undergraduate and Post-Baccalaureate Programs, and it's my pleasure to introduce today's keynote speaker, Professor Kristian Hammond. Professor Hammond is a distinguished member of the Northwestern community, where he serves as Professor of Computer Science at the McCormick School of Engineering and is a leading voice in the field of artificial intelligence. He has spent his career at the forefront of innovation, exploring how intelligent systems can augment human capability, improve decision-making, and transform the way we work and learn. He is the co-founder and former chief scientist of Narrative Science, a company that pioneered the use of AI to generate human-like narratives from data, work that has helped shape how we think and work about the relationship between humans and intelligent systems. Over the course of his career, he has explored one of the most important questions of our time: how technology can move beyond simple processing information to helping people understand, interpret, and act on it. Professor Hammond has dedicated his career to imagining what comes next, the future that we are all helping to build. Please join me in welcoming Professor Kristian Hammond.
I'm not going to talk about AI. Thank you, Dean Gibbons and Associate Dean Bova, for having me here today. I am especially happy to be talking with you in particular today. And why? Because you all have decided to reinvent yourself. And I am a huge fan of reinvention. I have been reinventing what I do and who I am for nearly 50 years. As an undergraduate, I decided that my assumed target, law school, would be bad for me. I realized that a BA in philosophy could become a PhD in computer science. And that work in AI should really be work on the relationship between the machine and the people it serves. Since that time, I have changed who I am and what I work on about once every 4 or 5 years. Here, I feel like I'm with my people. People who pursue change, people who pursue transformation, people who pursue a next world that is better than this one. You have already done the hardest thing that you have to do in the new age, in the age of AI. You have learned how to change. Most commencement speeches are for people who are entering the world for the first time. This room is different. You're not just starting out. You came back. You interrupted a life already in motion. You made space for uncertainty, homework, deadlines, new tools, new languages, new expectations, and probably more than a few moments of wondering, what the hell have I gotten myself into? This makes this commencement not just a celebration of completion, it's a celebration of reinvention. And the best life is a life of reinvention. The world often tells us that we should move in a straight line. Choose a path, build a career, stay the course. But the truth is that meaningful lives are rarely straight lines. They bend, they break, they restart. They are revised and transformed. And very often, the most important chapters begin when we are willing to start over again. So I look at you and I realize that coming back was an act of courage. It takes courage to return to learning after already building a life. It takes courage to sit in a classroom and admit that other people know things you do not. It takes courage to be graded again. It takes courage to ask basic questions. And it takes courage to tell family, friends, colleagues, and yourself, I am not done becoming. That courage deserves to be named. Transformation. This degree is not just evidence that you mastered new material. It is evidence that you were willing to transform. And you know something that other students don't. You know that work is not abstract. You know that organizations are messy. You know that people cannot always tell you what they need. You know that technologies often fail in ordinary human ways. You know that deadlines, budgets, politics, customers, patients, clients, users, and colleagues all matter. That experience is not baggage, it's an asset. But you did not come back to erase your past. You came back to combine your past with new capabilities. The value of the pivot is not to escape, but to transform. It means taking what you already know and pointing it in a new direction. Your previous career, your previous failures, frustrations, and successes all come with you. The question is not, how do I leave my old life behind? The question is, how do I use everything I have learned to do something new? Reinvention is not replacement. Reinvention is integration. Reinvention is transformation. And you are graduating into a world that needs transformation. The world is changing quickly, especially around technology. AI, data, our work, and our place in the world, all changing. But the problem is not that we need more technical skills. We need people who can connect technical skills to human need. We need people who can understand both the old world and adapt to the new one. We need people who can bridge disciplines, connect generations, link institutions, and address old problems with new solutions. That's exactly what you are now prepared to do. You're not starting from scratch. You're building the bridge between the world defined by what you were to the world that desperately needs what you've become. As we look at the changes that technology is bringing, don't confuse the tools with wisdom. You've learned new methods, new frameworks, new technologies, and new professional languages. These tools matter. But tools are not judgment. Tools are not purpose. Tools are not responsibility. Your power is not simply that you can now do new things. It is that you can decide which things are worth doing. The question is not only, can it be built? It is, should it be built? Who will it serve? Who might it harm? What will happen if it succeeds? And what will happen if it fails? Questions about the impact of our work on our lives. You've already done the hardest part. The hardest part was not the final project. It was not the exam. It was not the last presentation. The hardest part was deciding to begin. And you have already proven that you can step into that uncertainty and keep going. That matters more than any single skill you have learned here. Skills will change. Tools will change. Industries will change. But the ability to learn again may be the most durable skill of all. I ask you to take responsibility for the life you are now building. You now have options, but options are not the same as direction. Direction comes from values. Directions come from deciding what kind of work deserves your time. Direction comes from asking what you want your effort to mean. Do not only chase the job title. Do not only chase the salary. Do not only chase what sounds impressive. Chase work that lets you become useful in ways that matter. Chase work that allows you to build, repair, clarify, protect, teach, connect, and serve. Your story will matter to others. Somewhere is someone wondering whether or not it is too late. Too late to change, too late to go back, too late to learn something different, too late to become something new. Your life is now evidence that it is not. You may never know who is watching, but your example will give someone else permission to begin again. I need to remind you of something. As you leave here, you do not think about this degree as the end. Think of it as the beginning of a new capacity. You have not simply earned a credential. You've expanded the range of problems you can take on. You've expanded the range of rooms you can enter. You've expanded the range of futures you can imagine. Carry your old life with you, carry your new knowledge with you, and carry this proof you are capable of becoming new without abandoning what you've been. In this world, I feel like I need to explain to you why I love AI. I'm sorry. I want to tell you a story that drives me when I think about work, technology, and what AI means. It's a story from a while ago about a young autistic man named Hector. For more than 7 years, he went to one Blockbuster 3 times a week. His father brought him there on the way home from the facility where he spent his days. Blockbuster was his routine. Blockbuster was his place. Blockbuster was an essential part of the shape of his life. But it was a Blockbuster. And while it was one of the last, this Blockbuster was going out of business. Now, from one point of view, this is just the story of business models changing. Streaming replaced video stores. Technology changed. The market moved. A company disappeared. We know this story and we tell it all the time. We usually tell it as a story about disruption. But that's not the part of the story that matters here. What matters here is that the owners, as they were shutting down their business, realized that this was going to devastate Hector. So the owners and staff decided to recreate a Blockbuster, the Blockbuster experience for Hector at his home. They moved the shelves, the signs, the movies that Hector depended upon. They built a small piece of the world that he loved. And the result was that he was elated. Why did they do that? Not because it was efficient, not because it scaled, not because there was a market opportunity. They did it because they understood what that place meant to Hector. In the middle of their business collapsing, they decided to be human. Why is this story so different? Why is it even a story? It's because it is outside of the norm of the metrics we use to judge each other. It is not a story of success, promotion, or accomplishment. It is a story of what it means to respond to human need. It is special because the norm is that we should spend our time on the metrics of success, so we don't have time to work on being human. It's different because most of us work so hard, we do not have the time to support the people around us. My hope is that AI will give us the time to refocus ourselves and do what we all know we should do. It will give us time to be human. AI may help us in many things. It may help us work faster. It may help us learn faster. But the greatest gift it can give us is the time to help Hector with his lost blockbuster. The world will keep changing. The great gift that you have given yourself is that now you know that you can change with it. You have learned how to reinvent yourself. And now that you have reinvented yourselves, I ask only one thing: that you dig deep. Dig deep into your humanity and help to reinvent the world.